Pokebabs! Hey guys, welcome back to Pokebabs. Today we're looking at another Legacy deck. It is a day before they put out the new standard format on PTCGO, so we are going to be looking at another fun Legacy deck. This one is another funky one. It's based off an old deck that I messed around with back in the day in Plasma Day, and it's all based around this Zapdos-EX, which I think is a pretty unknown card for the most part. It's got this attack called Agility. This is really the only attack we plan to be using. It does 30 damage for a lightning and colorless. We flip a coin if heads, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. So that's obviously very strong. There's not many ways around it. There's no ranger. And so really your opponent has to like Catcher you or Red Signal or something like that, Escape Rope, to get out of it, because it's an effect on this Pokemon, not on your opponent's Pokemon. So even if they rush in or they switch out, it doesn't affect me. So we've got 4 of those so that we can start out with it. We have got a Thundurus-EX. It will help us with Raid Knuckle, power up Pokemon later in the game, or if we need to have a recovery turn. We've got Victini EX. So just Victini with the Victory Star, and so since the deck is based off of a coin flip, essentially it's all based off a coin flip, Victory Star will allow us to flip again when we attack with Agility if we get tails. So we can flip again, which is great. We've got 2 of those. We've got a couple Deoxys. I used to play Muscle Band on this deck, but there is no Muscle Band. It's from XY, so we are going to use Power Connect from Deoxys to do more damage. We've got a Mr. Mime, mostly there to protect Victini, but really to protect all of our bench Pokemon. There's Pokemon like Kyurem and Landorus, and they do bench damage, which is a way to take prizes if they can't knock out the active. We've also got a Sigilyph. This is mostly there just for it's mostly there just so that we can wall if we need to have a turn of walling against a super aggressive deck, but it's also there in case we need to have a non-EX attacker. Obviously it doesn't do a ton of damage, but it's there if we need it. We've got a Keldeo-EX. This is mostly to prevent our opponent from putting us from status conditions like from Hypnotoxic Laser, Sleep, and Poison, things that won't allow us to attack the next turn, like Paralysis. So we can rush in with the ability and retreat with Float Stone back into a Zapdos. We've got 3 Colress Machine. These are just here so we can accelerate onto our Zapdos, hopefully get that turn 1 agility. We've got a Computer Search, helps us find all of our items in our deck, so or anything that we need in our deck basically that to help us get that turn 1 agility off. So could be an energy, could be the Colress Machine, who knows. We've got Dual Ball. We've actually got I actually think I want to make a switch here. We're gonna switch out 1 Team Plasma Ball. We're going to put in, so now we've got 3 Dual Ball, and it's great because all of our Pokemon are basic Pokemon, and it is flip based, but this deck is flip based, so why not keep the flips going? But yeah, we can get at most 2 basic Pokemon, which is great if we flip 2 heads. And then we also have 2 Team Plasma Ball, and that'll help us get any of our Plasma Pokemon out. Zapdos, Deoxys, Thundurus, all those are helpful. We have 4 Hypnotoxic Laser. This is to help us increase damage. We have that in conjunction with Virbank City Gym. We can put 3 damage counters on our opponent in between turns. It can help us get knockouts where we want them, help with our math. Otherwise, we would just be hitting for 30 or 50 with 2 Deoxys, so we need that extra damage. Got 4 Junk Arm. One of the strongest items, probably the strongest item in Legacy. You can get back any trainer card, which is essentially just item cards from our discard pile, so that's really good. Help us get back the 1-ofs, help us get back lasers. We have a Loss Remover, puts a special energy from your opponent's Pokemon into the Lost Zone, which is great. Essentially it means that they can never use it in the game again, so nice to have that against really aggressive decks. We have got a Max Potion. Again, it can help us buy a turn, or if our opponent gets a turn when they get a bunch of damage onto us. If they can't take the knockout, we can Max Potion and then attach and Colress Machine and keep going with agility. We've got 1 Pokemon Reversal. It's the same thing as Catcher. I just like this art a little bit more. We have a Super Rod, helps get back our resources. Pretty straightforward there. A Switch to help us get out of weird situations, like paralysis, or if they catch our Keldeo and put it to sleep. We've got a Tool Scrapper. This is mostly for Garbodor, but also for Silvermere. It's kind of a somewhat popular card in Legacy. So we've got that there. We only need really one because we've got the Junk Arms. And then our supporter, we've got 2 Colress because we do bench, usually often have a full bench. 3 N, which is great for comebacks. 2 Juniper. We don't really want to discard a ton of stuff, honestly, so only 2 Juniper is fine. And then we've got 3 Professor Oak's New Theory. If you haven't seen this card before, it's probably the best supporter in Legacy. We get to shuffle our hand into our deck and then draw 6 cards, so really powerful supporter there. And then we've got 2 Float Stone for like the Keldeo or to help us retreat out of the Deoxys. And then our energy is 4 Plasma Energy. It just counts as a colorless energy when attached to a Plasma Pokemon. But we can accelerate it with that Colress Machine, like I said. And we've got 3 Prism Energy. Will allow us to attack with anyone because they're all basics. We could attack even with Victini if we really needed to in a desperate situation. And then we've got 3 Lightnings, because there is Loss Remover in the format. It's good to have some basic energy in there as well. So and Thundurus can use it. So that's the deck. Let's take a look at it in action and see if we can take down. Oops, I do not want to discard them. See if we can take down some of these unsuspecting Legacy players. Alrighty, here we go into a game. Going up against Logan X02. And coin flip, we will call heads. And we do go second, unfortunately. But again, it does give us that opportunity to get that turn 1 agility off. We will start with Zapdos. We will put down Deoxys. And our hand is looking decent if we can get a Colress Machine and a Victini. See, it's going to be a dark deck. I guess we'll take our mulligan. Yeah, especially since they mulligan twice. We'll take our mulligan draws. Alright, great. So we got a Dual Ball and a Float Stone. So these are great cards here. See a Smeargle coming down and another Dual Ball. Alright, they're going to grab an Absol and a Keldeo. See a Hypnotoxic Laser. That is unfortunate, but if we can get the Dual Ball, we could get a Keldeo, hopefully. Hopefully we can get two heads here. It would be really good. Okay, so we got a Junk Arm anyway, so it'll probably Dual Ball twice. See, heads will grab, I guess we'll grab Keldeo with this one. We will put that down, Float Stone Keldeo, Lightning on the active. I guess we'll put down Virbank. They probably play it anyway. Let's see, so we're going to Junk Arm. Discard Lightning and a Switch. Hopefully we can get a Victini with this. And actually, since it's a Darkrai deck, we also want to get that Mr. Mime pretty soon too. We do have Mr. Mime in the deck. This is our only Victini. So we do want to get that Mr. Mime out pretty soon as well. We're going to play Professor Juniper. We get another Dual Ball, which is great. We also get the Computer Search, so we can get our attack off. We get a Heads, great, so we're going to grab a Mr. Mime. We will Computer Search. discarding a Zapdos and I guess a Plasma Energy. We're gonna grab Colress Machine. Colress Machine energy onto the active. We will rush in. Unfortunately, we did not get the laser. Could have gotten a knockout on the Smeargle here. A retreat, and we are going to agility. Can we get a heads here? We don't. We will reflip with Victini and heads. Great. So our Zapdos is safe this turn, barring some sort of crazy move, like a double catcher. And let's see what we can do here. Off to a good start, though. So our opponent uses Portrait and realizes we don't have anything, which is kind of the advantage of having, I don't know. It's sort of the advantage of not having a supporter, but we obviously want to have a supporter. So see what our opponent does here, though. What else can they do? They did get the special Dark Energy down, so they can do 10 extra damage. How much is it going to really matter, though? Hopefully we'll be hitting heads on agility, and it won't be a big deal. We see just pass the turn over to us. We got a dual ball. I guess we'll play the dual ball. We get a heads. Alright, so we could either grab another Zapdos and start powering that up, or we could get a Deoxys. I think it's better to get a Zapdos in case we miss flips. And we do have the lightning in hand anyway. So we'll do that. We will go for a agility. Taking the knockout. Can we get a heads? We get a tails. We need to get a heads here and heads. Great. So now we can't get knocked out by Darkrai. We get a junk arm, which is pretty good off of our prizes. Might need to use it to grab Computer Search or something. But just nice to have that in our hand. We see an N. Okay, great. So our opponent plays N, gets us out of our not-so-great situation we had. And what do we draw into? We get 2 energies, great, and a laser as well, which is nice. See a Dark Patch. But they probably won't be doing any damage to us. See energy onto Absol. And a pass. Great. So we will put down an energy onto Zapdos, and I guess we'll go for the laser. Maybe we want to save the laser. Yeah, let's see. 'Cause we're only doing 30 though, 40. So I guess we'll laser. We can put a little more pressure on the Absol. We will use agility. This way, if they rush and retreat. Oops, was that a tails? I think it was a tails. I wasn't paying attention. It was a tails. Alright, so we will reflip. Alright, heads. Great. The reflips are really helping us this time around. They do wake up from sleep, which is okay. They could rush and retreat, but I don't think it would do much good for them. Let's see. They put down an Absol Prime. Eye of Disaster. As long as Absol is your active, whenever your opponent puts a basic Pokemon onto our bench, we put 2 damage counters onto it. Don't think that's going to be a huge problem. What's the attack? 70, choose a Pokemon from your hand and put it in the Lost Zone. Yeah, also not too bad for us. And they end us again, which was nice. Nice of them to do that. We'll put down a Plasma Energy on Deoxys. And, I guess we'll just Colress. Right now we're 2-hitting this Absol Prime. We could laser, but then they could just retreat out of it. So I think I'm just content with getting the 2-hit. And then if they retreat out of it, that's fine too. We get a tails again. Can we get a heads? Oh, we get double tails. Okay, so now they will be able to attack us. But if they can't get a knockout, it's probably not going to be too bad of a situation, honestly. Right now, Darkrai could do 120 to us. So with the laser, that could be 150. So they're still a little bit shy. So I don't know. I don't know how light. Well, let's see. Actually, yeah. So Absol can do. So they could do Absol. He could do 120. Okay, 130, 140, 150. So if they get a laser, they can take a knockout with Absol, but they'd also need to retreat. So I don't think they're going to be getting a knockout this turn. Oh, okay, they still could. Okay, so Juniper, so they need a way to retreat, and they also need something like a laser. Can they pull it off this turn? The Absol is pretty effective against us, though, because we did fill our bench up. Although I think this is pretty much the ideal bench for this matchup. We've got another Zapdos waiting in the wings. Got a Keldeo with the Float Stone. And we just see a pass. So, could attach an energy. I don't really want to yet. I think we're just going to hold on to our hand. It's kind of that good of a hand. And we could retreat into the other Zapdos. See, right now he's doing 120, 30, 40, 50. So, yeah. Doesn't really make a difference. We might as well have this one there. But we'll just go for the agility. We'll take the knockout. Can we get a heads? We get a tails. Can we get heads? We get double tails. Uh-oh. So, double tails again. They could take a knockout here. They do need a laser, though. Which then we can get a follow-up knockout on them. They do see a laser, or we do see a laser here from our opponent. Let's see here. So, we've got 2 lasers down and 1 junk arm. Alright. So we do get knocked out here. A little unfortunate. We will send up Zapdos. We will Team Plasma Ball for another Zapdos. It's our last one. We will put a Prism on it. And we get the knockout regardless, so I think we'll just, again, wait. We could Colress and try to get ourselves an energy, but I think I'll just wait till next turn. Yeah, I think I'll just wait. Not much reason to play a supporter at this point. And so we will just take the knockout, and we will get a heads. So we are invulnerable at the moment. Get a Sigilyph off the prizes. So next turn we will most likely play a laser down. So we see the Spiritomb come active. We have already played our Computer Search. Don't really plan on playing it again, so not too big of a problem for us. Did our opponent play their Ace Spec yet? They did play Computer Search as well. Okay, so we see a Tool Scrapper getting rid of a Float Stone. Question is, do they have an N? N could put us in an awkward situation. But we do have another Float Stone in hand. Hadn't really even needed it past that first turn anyway. The Keldeo, that is. We'll see what they've got in store for us. Do they have a laser? A laser and an N could put us in an awkward situation. Let's get Junk Arm. Maybe grabbing a laser. Actually grabbing a Dual Ball. That's intriguing. Maybe they're going to get a Smeargle out. I'm not sure what they can get now. That would be really helpful. Yeah, they get Double Tails anyway, so we're not going to find out. Alright, so we are going to get a 2-hit knockout on them. Let's play the Lost Remover. We'll discard that special energy. We'll put our Float Stone back down, I guess. We could laser, but we're still not getting a... Let's see, how many lasers have we played? 1? Alright, so I think we can afford to play a laser. Just to put on a little more pressure. And then I guess we'll Colress, because we do want to get an energy for our Zapdos, especially if they're going to N us. We missed the energy. Well, we got the Colress Machine. Alright. So we have our last Plasma Energy in our deck. I'll put that on the Zapdos. And we could Junk Arm, but we'll just wait. we will use agility, and hopefully we can get heads again. And we do get heads. Wow, we are getting a lot of heads without the help of Victini now. And we see they do wake up, which again probably is not that important. We could see a Hex Mirror out of our opponent. That would allow them to, well, I guess they don't mind too much, but it would have allowed them to get more cards in their hand. Let's see what they go for here. They can't knock out, or they can't attack Zapdos really, so see a Bicycle for 1. And what is our opponent going to do? I mean, they're down to 10 cards in deck. There's not a whole, they don't have a whole lot of turns left. They need to catch or something. They need to stop the Zapdos lock at this point. We just see Keldeo come into the active, which would be great if they left it there. I don't think they will. Just back into the Spiritomb, okay. We unfortunately do not get the knockout coming back into our turn, which was sort of the goal. And I think we'll just hold on to everything. We don't really want to get rid of most of this stuff. I guess we could get rid of the ends, but we'd have to use a Junk Arm, and we don't really want to use a Junk Arm. So we'll just use Agility, take a knockout, and hopefully we can get heads once again. We do. Wow, we are on a roll with these coin flips. We got a Pokemon Reversal. Could be important later in the game. Could be important now. I mean, they're probably going to put up an Absol. And see a Professor Oak's new theory, so they still have not been able to find an N. Or maybe they're choosing not to play an N, but I think they would want to play an N sooner or later. They're down to 7 cards. They've played 2 N so far. I'm not sure how many they play. They retreat into Darkrai. Alright, so I think at this point we want to just start putting damage onto a Darkrai, so we're going to... well... maybe we want to put it onto Keldeo. I think I'm just going to start damaging this Darkrai. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll get rid of ends. Don't really want those so much. We will grab a laser. We still have 2 left in the deck, which is great. How many Junk Arms have we played? We still have 2 Junk Arms left as well. We'll play the laser. They will be able to rush and retreat out of it, which is why I was considering another option there, but this seems like a good option. And we will agility. Can we get heads again? Would be fantastic. We do get a heads. Wow, we are not even needing any help on these heads flips. And so, yeah, our opponent is in a really bad situation. They're going to rush and retreat. See a laser? Okay, makes sense. But if they can't get rid of our Float Stone, it's really not a concern to me. So my plan is to possibly Pokemon Reversal up something. Alright, so we wake up, but it doesn't matter. We're going to rush and retreat. We get an energy. So let's see. We're going to rush in. Where do I put the energy? I could put it on Keldeo. We could put it on Deoxys. Deoxys could do good amount of damage later. Yeah. Let's see. How much energy have we gone through? I don't want to go... Ooh. They're kind of low on energy. Kind of want to just wait in case they have a Lost Remover. We'll retreat into this Zapdos that's not damaged. We will use Pokemon Reversal. Heads. Great. So we'll bring up Darkrai. And now it's got 110. We're doing 40. We could do 70. But I think we'll just do this. It'll put us in an interesting position for next turn. We could win next turn. We need to flip heads here. Oh, tails. Alright, double tails is bound to happen eventually. But even if they knock us out here, I'm not all that concerned. And it still would take a fair amount for them to knock us out. I mean, they're probably going to go into Absol. So the plan now is to Pokemon Reversal and then dig for a catcher. Or dig for a laser. So that would be our best way of winning here. So let's see. Absol Mind Jack is doing 120 and 150 with the poison, so it's still not enough to knock us out, which is kind of funny. We get a junk arm. Okay, great. So we can actually just pretty much, I think we're in a pretty good chance here of winning the game. We're going to go for the Lost Remover. Or sorry, the Pokemon Reversal. We're going to try and bring up, yeah, because he's got 70 left. So we're going to try and bring up Darkrai. Did not work. Okie dokie. We're going to rush in. Alright, so we need to go for it again. But if we do this, I think we're pretty, if we can get the catcher, we're in, or the, sorry, Pokemon Reversal, we're in a great position. I'll grab a Pokemon Reversal. Heads here, I think, would confirm the win for us because we'd be able to laser and do 70. Oh, we got a Tails again. That is not what I wanted to see. So now the question is, do we play the Juniper? I don't think we'd want to. That was unfortunate there. I think we just need to retreat. We'll go into the heavily damaged one. Not sure if that was the right idea or not. Oh, we get a Tails. Ooh, this could be bad. We get a Heads. Okay, so now a Laser could knock us out. Which they would need their last junk arm to play a Laser. They are down to 3 cards in their deck, so it's shaping out to be a pretty interesting game here. So we do see a junk arm. Probably going to grab a Laser. Probably going to go for the knockout. I would guess they're going to go for the Laser. Question is, do they have enough time to win this game? I mean, a lot of it comes down to whether or not we hit agility flips. They are forced to play the Laser there, get the knockout, which will draw them 2 more prize cards. And this is where things get pretty interesting. Maybe we'll draw a Laser would be nice, because we got a Tool Scrapper. That's pretty good too. We can get rid of Dark Claw and the Float Stone. Still pretty hesitant to put an energy down, so we're just going to go for an agility. Heads here would be pretty helpful. We get a Tails. Alright, let's flip again, and we get double Tails. Oh no. So things could go downhill here really fast. We could lose this turn. They need a lot. Let's see, how many Dark Claws have they gone through? 2. So they need... So they're doing 100 right now. He needs a Dark Claw, a Special Energy. Oh, so let's see. They're out of lasers. So we can rule that out. We're at 140, so he's doing 100. He needs... I don't think he can get a knockout this turn, because he's only doing 100. So with a Dark Claw, it's 120. The fact that lasers are ruled out is pretty helpful, though. So Mind Jack for 100. Alright, so a lot of it, it's going to all come down to this coin flip here for agility. We can Super Rod. I guess we'll Super Rod. We'll bring back a Zapdos and 2 Lightnings. If we could set up another Zapdos, that would be really nice. We'll put down a Prism on Deoxys, and we will Juniper. Alright, so... This is interesting. So we could Laser for the knockout, and then take a chance by Max Potioning. Could be a little too risky, though. Or do we just leave it all to the flips? That's the other option, is leave it all to the flips. I think I'm going to save the Max Potion play for next turn. Kind of wish I almost hadn't put down that Prism Energy, because we could have attached a Lightning here. Okay, well, let's just go for the agility. We need to get a Heads. It is so key that we get a Heads. We get a Tails. It all comes down to this flip. Oh, double Tails, no. So, unfortunately, we're going to fall. Man, that was a really close match, though. And, of course, it comes down to the agility flips. So close, though. and you can see the potential this deck has even against top tier legacy deck like Speed Darkrai. And fortunately not pulling away with the win there, but hopefully it inspires you to go out there and make some fun, weird decks that that maybe can take over the legacy format. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.